Interview with Ibrahima Maïga, the man who challenges the system. The man who talks to the sand. Dear followers, the circumstances of this interview were not simple. As you know, I have never agreed to reveal my identity to anyone, refusing to surrender to the French soldiery and the spooks of Alassane Ouattara. In the 5 years that I have been with you, only Mr. Beta, who has become a guardian angel for me, had so far crossed this wall of anonymity. Mr. Ibrahima Maïga is the second to have seen me in real life, and it is no coincidence. This man is one of the rare Africans you can trust. Unlike these weather vanes who swarm, spy or let themselves be corrupted by a few banknotes, Ibrahima Maïga has remained upright, faithful to his convictions. But to meet him, I still had to leave Abidjan and take extreme precautions in order to find him somewhere in the Sahel, in Burkina Faso. Once together, we had a long, trusting conversation. What you are about to discover is the first interview, but certainly not the last. Mr. Maïga spoke frankly and answered our questions without hesitation. We have selected some powerful excerpts for you that will not leave you indifferent. Listen instead.
Là où règne le mensonge, il impose la vérité, Chris Yapi ne ment pas. Là où règne le mensonge, il impose la vérité, Chris Yapi ne ment pas.
Mr. Ibrahima Maïga, can you introduce yourself to our followers? Who are you really? And what should we know about you? My name is Ibrahima Maïga. I have a degree in political science and international relations. I have my knowledge of cybersecurity in many other fields, but before all that, I was a journalist at one time. When did you decide to get involved in social media? And what motivated your decision? Regarding social networks, I have always been convinced of the central role of technology in our future. Since the time of blogs already, I ran a blog that denounced all sorts of excesses and tried to create an atmosphere of information and communication around the life of the nation. So it goes back to that period. You are recognized for your commitment to the fight for freedom and justice. What was the trigger for this commitment? Why did you choose to support the alliance of Sahel states? Speaking of proximity with the authorities of the AES or Burkina Faso. In fact, I am a son of the land. From experience, I know many people. And when we are in a good dynamic, it is clearly visible. I am someone who has been warning about security issues in our Sahelo-Saharan strip for a very long time. Each time we have had leaders who managed these issues, I understood that many of them had not understood the issues. They were not on the right path. What do you like about Captain Ibrahim Traoré? And why do you support him? Today, President Traoré and his comrades since their arrival, given the path they have agreed to take. We have automatically understood that we are now on the right track. This is an incredible opportunity for us. Because I have always held the firm conviction that the liberation of our countries can only come from our armies. We have 3 worthy sons who lead armies in 3 countries, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, 3 countries that share the suffering of their populations, and who agree to commit together for the same objective, restore our dignity and our honor. We can only be happy. We can only support them. This is the bare minimum. I revealed that you were under threat from a homo operation orchestrated by Alassane Ouattara. Were you aware of his plans to eliminate you? How did you escape these killers, despite the considerable resources deployed? Speaking of Alassane Ouattara, I have always understood from information that has reached me that he was seriously considering taking my life. But that has never surprised me, because Alassane is a bloodthirsty man. He is someone who has always lived off that. Alassane, if you remember, he came to power in blood. He reigns in blood and he will continue to perpetuate this legacy. But I graciously tell him that I am his terminus. What is the nature of your relationship with Colonel Dozo, Kony Zakaria, a sometimes controversial figure? Speaking of Zakaria Kony, I met him through President Guillaume Soro. That goes back a long time. There is no special relationship between us. We have kept in touch. But perhaps because he has a short memory, but the origin of his relationships is when everything seemed good between everyone. What do you think about the leadership of the AES at the regional level? Do you believe that this alliance can inspire other countries in the Sahel or Africa? The future of Africa depends on our combined efforts. We must understand one thing: no one is going to fight this battle for us. The AES is the precursor of this new deal that will free us from all foreign domination. Today, the AES is the starting point for a much more significant renewal. That is why we appreciate very much that people from different corners of the world and Africa understand that the battle of the AES is also their battle. You, Chris Yapi, I never thought I would meet you on the lands of Burkina Faso in the eastern region, without giving more details. That is already a sign. It shows that we know where we are going.
Avez-vous un dernier message à adresser à nos abonnés ou à vos détracteurs?
Finally, to be brief, because I will soon grant you another interview, we must tell our fellow citizens, our brothers and sisters, that resilience is the only weapon that can help us get through this. Whining is not going to help us, because no one will fight this battle for us.
Là où règne le mensonge, il impose la vérité. Chris Yapi ne ment pas. Là où règne le mensonge, il impose la vérité. Chris Yapi ne ment pas. Chris Yapi ne ment pas. Là où règne le mensonge, il impose la vérité. Chris Yapi ne ment pas. Là où règne le mensonge, il impose la vérité. Chris Yapi ne ment pas. Là où règne le mensonge, il impose la vérité. Chris Yapi ne ment pas. Chris Yapi ne ment pas. Là où règne le mensonge, il impose la vérité. Chris Yapi ne ment pas. Là où règne le mensonge, il impose la vérité. Chris Yapi ne ment pas. Chris Yapi ne ment pas. Chris Yapi ne ment pas. Où règne le mensonge, il impose la vérité.
Chris Yapi does not lie. Find Chris Yapi on his 2 YouTube channels, his Rumble channel, his TikTok, X, Instagram, VK and Threads accounts.